So interviews are generally a process that is so nerve-wracking, right? Irrespective of how much you've researched the company, how much you've practiced your questions, you always end up sitting there in the lobby as you wait for them to call you, and you've got butterflies in your stomach and your heart is racing. And it's so important for you to know different ways in which you can make sure that you are calm, that you make sure that you exude confidence as you come into the interview. A quick fact is that 97% of your communication really comes from your body language, right? So it's less about what you say, but how you say it and how you come across. In my time as a recruiter, I've met many people that come to an interview, they say all the right things, but they just give off a bad vibe, right? They just give off an energy that doesn't say that this is the person that I want to hire. Whereas you get people that come there, they fumble on one or two things, you can see they're trying, but they have a positive attitude, the way they come across, the way they smile, the body language makes them a lot pleasant to deal with, and therefore you end up feeling like, well, this is someone that I can work with, this is someone I can train. And so body language actually has a lot to do with how you show up for an interview. So stick with me in this video as I share 6 different ways in which you can increase your confidence for interviews. Hey guys, my name is Bohlale Paile. I'm a young talent specialist, and I use this platform to share as much knowledge as I can to help you get corporate ready. In this video, like I said, I'm going to be sharing 6 different ways in which you can increase your confidence based on your body language that really is just going to help you appear a lot more confident in your interview. That doesn't take away the fact that you need to still prepare and do all the work before that, but it really is something that's just going to get you that much ahead as you do your interview. Before COVID, when you had face-to-face interviews, one of the first things that we would tell in terms of your confidence is when we came to pick you up and you gave us a very strong handshake, right? And by strong, I don't mean aggressive. I don't mean shaking the person's hand, but I mean having a really firm handshake to show that you are here, you're present, and you're ready for the interview. That really communicated confidence, and it really let us know that you are someone that was sure of themselves. Some people come through for interviews and they give a really soft and flimsy handshake, and you're kind of like, okay, like what's going on? You know, are you here? Are you ready? You know, are you here to actually impress us? Are you here to speak? Are you excited about the opportunity? So giving a flimsy handshake is not something that communicates confidence. So at any point in the future, if you do go for a one-on-one interview, ensure that when someone reaches out their hand to give you a handshake, that you are giving a firm handshake. So the second way to show confidence is as you come through and sit in the meeting room, make sure that you have really good posture, right? Don't slouch and lean back into your chair as you're speaking to people, and never kind of sit like this on the table or sit slouched over the table like this. This does not communicate confidence at all. Sit back, sit at a particular angle. Make sure that all the interviewers, whether you're having a panel interview or one-on-one interview, sit in an angle that shows that you are open, that shows that you are ready to be asked questions. It really does make you look like you are determined, like you are thoughtful, and that you're really wanting to engage with the person. So when you slouch in your chair, what it tells us and what it communicates to us is that you're someone that's careless, you're someone that's a little bit indifferent about why you are there, and you look disinterested, right? You look like you're just kind of sitting it out and waiting to leave because this is not something that's important to you. So a quick tip for you with regards to your posture: never cross your arms in an interview, right? So don't sit like this in an interview and speak to people like this, because what this communicates, for me particularly, is that you are someone that is closed off. You're someone that does not want to engage. You're someone that's not open, right? And it does communicate that you are a little bit rigid in the way that you come across as a person, that you are someone that is a bit standoffish with regards to your personality and your character. And always remember that as a recruiter, we're looking for people that are going to come through and add value to the company, people that are going to be easy to engage with, people that are going to be easy to communicate with. And when you cross your arms, it doesn't communicate that you are someone that's easy to engage with and easy to communicate with. And so we are always looking for some of those elements and some of those cues from a body language perspective to determine whether you're someone that will do well in the company that you've applied for or not. The third thing that I think is really important for us to be speaking about is eye contact, right? One thing I've experienced a lot of times is when candidates come through for an interview And they're coming from a background that has taught you to be respectful, that has taught you never to look at someone in the eye, especially someone that's older than you. You come through to an interview, and out of respect, you don't look someone in the eye. And you're looking down and you're looking away, and even as you are speaking, you do exactly the same thing. Now, I want to let you know that from a corporate perspective, and when you come through for an interview, it's important for you to leave that behind and make sure that you are practicing looking someone in the eye as you speak. As a recruiter, we're looking at you, as you speak, and we're looking for eye contact. We're looking to see how you portray yourself, how you speak, how you articulate yourself. And if you're looking down all the time, you miss that opportunity to engage effectively. You miss the opportunity to make a connection with the person that you are speaking to. So when you come through for an interview, ensure that you've practiced ahead of time and answering some of your questions in front of the mirror, looking at yourself, or maybe do like a mock interview with someone else and practice looking at the person when you speak, because that's another way that really communicates confidence and is something that can really set you apart in the actual interview. So the next thing that's important to speak about, I see a lot of people coming through for an interview and you show that you are nervous by fidgeting, right? And by fidgeting, I mean you're either swinging consistently in your chair, or you've got something that you're holding in your hand that you're constantly rubbing, or you've got a pen that you're constantly knocking against something. And that kind of nervousness can be seen, right? And so if you are someone that needs to come through for an interview and you need to hold something to try help calm your nerves, don't put your hands on the table then. Put your hands under the table on the lap, but make sure that you still have your good posture. Make sure you're still showing eye contact, but try not to fidget in a way that distracts the recruiter and shows the recruiter that you are absolutely nervous, right? You want to come across looking capable, you want to come across looking alert, and you don't want to come across looking unreliable or uncertain of yourself, right? So as much as possible, try not to fidget and try not to show your nervousness through that, because once again, that is something that shows that you are not feeling confident for the interview. So one of the next things that I think is important when you come through for an interview is that when you speak, try not to speak too fast, right? Try and make sure that you are speaking in a way that is measured. Make sure that as you articulate yourself, you always have what the question is in mind, because you want to be able to answer the question that they've asked you. A lot of people, when they have a lot of nerves in an interview, you can tell by the way that they are just rushing through answering and speaking, not even taking a break to ask themselves, am I actually answering the question, or am I just speaking because I need to kind of get through something and I need to speak and my nerves are racing ahead with me? Make sure that if you're that kind of person, try and be very deliberate around slowing down the pace at which you speak. Make sure that if someone asks you a question and you feel like you need to really think about it before you answer, don't be afraid to say, can I have a few seconds to think about that? They'll give you a few seconds, order your thoughts, and make sure that as you speak, you're speaking in a way that then is answering the question. Sometimes people want to give so much context in answering the question that then they forget what the question actually is, and they end up answering something that's actually not addressing the question that was asked, right? So if you know that you struggle with rambling in an interview, make sure that you're making a concerted effort to just speak that much slower so that you are constantly in control of what it is you are saying, and you've got a moment in your mind to question whether you are still on track in answering the question. And lastly, a great way to make sure that you are coming across confident is smile, right? Smile as people engage with you, smile as you're answering questions. Make sure that you come across like someone that is willing to engage, someone that's willing and prepared to answer the questions that are given to them, someone that acknowledges when someone is asking you something. It's small gestures like that really go a long way in leaving the recruiter feeling like, I really enjoyed interviewing that person. They're so pleasant, they're so engaging, and sometimes it's small things like smiling at the person when they speak to you, or smiling as you answer your question, just looking alive, looking alert, looking capable, So smiling is really something that does go a long way. So be conscious of it. I don't mean that as someone's asking you a question, you're just smiling at them. Smile in a very natural way as you are speaking. So that is another tip that I think is absolutely important for you to be mindful of. So guys, I hope that those tips have been really helpful for you. It's so important how you come across from a body language perspective. So always make sure that you keep all of these pointers in mind as you go through for an interview, because it does communicate confidence, and everyone wants to hire someone that has good energy, that seems positive, that wants to engage, that just gives off good vibes, right? So try and make sure that you're giving off good vibes all the time when you're going for an interview, because even if you were to mess up in something that you're saying, or that you were to not have a particular answer for a question and you're fumbling through it, that's fine. At the end of the day, you come across as someone that I actually want to work with. You're someone that could be enjoyable to work with, someone that other people are going to find interesting and engaging, and that is equally as important as the answers that you give. Thanks so much for joining, guys. Looking forward to engaging again in the next video that I'm going to be putting out. So make sure that you subscribe, make sure that you like and comment, and make sure that you're sharing this with all of your friends that are in the same boat, looking to make sure that you are making yourself corporate ready as you go through for interviews.